Hello everyone and welcome to another unboxing and testing video from me, and today I shall be taking a closer look at these two products from Dspiae, and these are the sponge sanding disc, two different sizes. As we can see, the main difference is the size. These are much smaller, while these are bigger. Excuse me for the stickers. I ordered these from AliExpress and this is how I received them, with the stickers covering some main details. And the code is SS-C01 for the smaller ones, SS-C02 for the larger ones. And from the side we can see that both of them have the same grades of sandpaper, 4 different grades: 400, 600, 800 and also 1000. On the back we can see some information, some features and precautions, and over here we can see that these are compatible with a 3mm chuck, and that is why they are designed to be used with this, the Dspiae ES-P, their rotary tool, which has a 3mm fixed chuck over here. Let's start opening the boxings and see exactly what is included with both. So there we go, 4 different sheets of pre-cut round. There we go. They are pre-cut sanding sponges, and they also give you the adapter, smaller one for the small ones, the same 4 different grades and sheets of sanding sponges with a bigger diameter, including the adapter. There we go. On the back of each sanding sponge we can see the grade, as mentioned on the outer box: 400, 600, 800 and 1000. And first thing, I shall begin testing the smaller ones. There we go. Perfect fitment for the ES-P. And let's go ahead. I think that 400 might be a little bit too much, so I'm going to test the 600. So as you can see, I have attached a piece of 600 round sanding sponge to the rotary tool, and now it's time to test it out. Why not on the exhaust? Let me show you. As you can see, there's the mold lines that are very visible on the exhaust, so it should be an interesting subject, especially over here where we have also the sprue mounting piece. That should be an interesting subject to test out. So as I've said, this is the number 600, the small one. There we go. I can see that it did quite a good job at removing the mold line in a few seconds. I still have some more work to sand to remove where the sprue was cut, to get it removed completely. However, in a few seconds it did remove the mold mark the mode line from over there. It's not, it couldn't be a big job to remove it manually with SM paper, like we used to do manually. However, yes, it did a good job at removing it with using the rotary tool. What I'm going to do is I installed a piece of 1000 sanding sponge from the smaller one, which is this one right here, and I'm going to try to smooth out the sanding that was done with the 600 on the exhaust. The 600 left some scratches, so now I'm going to try to make it smoother, sanding with the 1000 over what was left by the 600. And as you can see, so the exhaust was sanded with the 1000, following the 600 that was done before, to remove the scratches that were left by the 600, and it now has a smoother finish with the panel line, mode line completely removed. We can see that the sprue where it was attached to the sprue is still visible, however, it is smooth. It is smooth. It is not felt as an edge, so I'm sure that with primer it will be completely covered and smooth as required. And I am also interested in testing out at the bottom of the roof's body. There is the wording, and since this is a racing Primera and the interior will be painted white, I need to remove this text because since it will be painted white, looking at the completed model from this angle, you can see that the text will be visible, so I'm interested to remove that text. I shall go ahead and try with the 600 since it is already connected. Let's go. So as we can see, over here there was 124 Primera written, and the 600 has removed it without any problems. There is barely anything left showing that someday there was a text. Very good. However, the 600 looks like it's not ideal to remove the other text since it is more protruding from the roof. As you can see, there are two different grades of writing. The 24142 and the one at the bottom are more protruding from the roof, however, and the 1994 Tamiya is exactly like the Primera was. So let me change the sanding sponge and instead attach a 400. There we go. Sanding sponge, the bigger one, 400. Let's test it once again on the other text that the 600 was struggling to remove. That's more like it. As we can see, the 400 removed it. Removed all the text without any problems at all. The same text that the 600 was struggling. Very good. So now I'm interested to attach a piece of 800. And with the 800, I'm going to try to smoothen out the scratches that were left over by the 400. And there we go. Smooth roof. And there is barely any indication that there was some text written beneath the roof. Very good. I'm sure that without this tool I would have struggled with some paper. It's not easy to work manually. It can be done, however, I'm sure that using a sandpaper it will take longer to remove such text because it's not easy to access it through the windows and you have to work from the upper side, which the rotary tool did a great job. One major advantage that I found when it comes to using these sanding round sponges is when you need to sand hard to reach areas. For example, speaking of the interior of the Tamiya Nissan Primera, for example, I needed to remove that circle over there. There was another one over there on the other side, exactly as that one, and I have easily removed it using the round sanding sponges. Without it, it would have been very difficult and time consuming to remove it with a sandpaper bit by bit without the system. So that is one thing that really helped me. And also when it comes, for example, to send away the super glue, these were glued. Okay, so these round pieces over here, they were glued. As can be seen, some super glue is still visible, and I really found them helpful to send the extra super glue using this system over there. So it is very useful to use in areas when it is a bit difficult to use a manual sandpaper. For example, let me work a bit on that mold circle over there, right there. So there we go. As you can see, just in a couple of seconds, the back part, the second half of the circle, is already gone. Now I shall continue working to send away the part that is remaining. I am using this small bit, as you can see, the small adapter, and the sandpaper is a number 600. Over here, I also filled 2 holes with super glue. I have changed the bit to the bigger one, installed a 400 grid that is already used, as can be seen, and I will go ahead and send the super glue very lightly, making no pressure at all. And you can see that in just a couple of seconds it is already smooth. The super glue is smooth with the surface. And there we go. Smooth as can be. And it has helped me making the job a little bit more easier. So that is all from me. I have tested the sanding sponges on the underside of the roof to remove those ugly wordings from beneath the roof. They are still visible, however the surface is completely smooth, so I'm sure that with primer they will not get visible anymore. You can also continue sanding the body. I would recommend using the 1000 to avoid any scratches, to remove the mold lines from the body, and also take extra care where there are protruding items, like for example these windscreen washers over here, and bonnet pins if it's a racing car like this one, and also for example this door key lock, and also these pins on the luggage boot that hold the rear spoiler, because if you don't take extra care you will end up completely removing those, sanding them smooth, which I'm sure that it's not something that you want. And one other thing is that on the instructions they mention wet and dry applications. I have also seen people online getting the sandpaper into water and then sanding with a wet sanding sponge. So you can also try that out. I haven't tried it out yet, however I will definitely give it a go to see if I manage to achieve even smoother finishes with a wet sanding sponge. Yes, I like this system, and I'm glad that they give you 4 different grades of sandpapers, because that makes it flexible. Just watch out, because for example 400 is quite a heavy grid to work on the body, so just test out the best grid for you before applying on sensitive parts like the body, which you'll have to repair if too much sanding is done. That is all from me. I really hope you find this review and unboxing testing video helpful. Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all into my next video. Once again, I thank you for watching.